As you know, the URTeC is a collaboration of SBE, AAPG, and SEG working together to work on integrated work. In my recent past, I've just gotten finished with AAPG presidency, and I got a chance to travel all over the world. In the process, I got a chance to meet with CEOs and executives with many different oil companies with many different perspectives. But almost all of them said the thing that mattered more to them than almost anything else was to integrate the geosciences and engineering together into an integrated whole that delivers something that brings far more value than any one of the individual pieces alone would bring. And that's what URTeC is all about. And today, I think we've got a phenomenal today and for the next couple of days, we've got a phenomenal technical session going forward. Today's plenary session is going to be titled Using Science and Integrated Technologies to Develop Unconventional Resources. And it's a great example of what URTeC is all about. And I think you're going to really enjoy this plenary session as it comes up. But before the plenary session, I'd like to make some introductions. And first and foremost, I'd like to have the Technical Program Committee please stand. And I'd like to thank them for their outstanding work and amazingly cooperative spirit in pulling all of this remarkable technical session together. So we can have all of them stand. Thank them very much. I'd also like to offer thanks to the Executive Advisory Board. Please join me in thanking these representatives of senior level leadership in our industry. They provided critical programmatic and strategic input for URTeC. So thank you very much. And I've had the great pleasure of working with the URTeC Management Committee. These representatives of each of the leadership partners, partner societies, have been incredibly cooperative also and worked together toward pulling together the business and technical inputs involved. So let's offer our thanks to each of them also. And finally, the co-chairs for this meeting have put tireless work into creating the technical content and making sure that what we see is integrated to the very best possibility. And so we have some tokens of appreciation for each of them. If we could have Louis Baez and Steve Sonnenberg and Randy Ray come up, and I think Ken Beanie may not be here today, so if we could have each of them come up and we'll present little tokens of appreciation for all of their hard work on behalf of this remarkable meeting. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is introduce Rick Fritz, who'll be our moderator for the plenary session. And again, welcome to Denver. I hope you have a fantastic conference.
Thank you, Lee. It's a privilege to be here. And I just want to say, when URTeC was conceived, we really wanted to multidisciplinary approach, and I really everyone being here. We had a great inaugural year last year, and this year looks even bigger and better. And now I have the privilege of the other thing we want to do is really have a plenary session that to showcase some of the companies that are really doing a lot of good work out there and their leadership. So today I have the pleasure of introducing the speakers we have this morning. Now I do want, before I go any further, I want to make sure that you'll hear URTeC and URTeC. So I guess both are right. URTeC's phonetically right. But it sounds like an action figure. I prefer URTeC, most of us, but some. It doesn't make that much difference. So, I want to get started here, and so there's a couple of ground rules to start with. Number one, we have a very tight schedule this morning. Okay, a very tight schedule. So, I'm giving very short introductions. These men deserve much more than that, but I'm sure you'd rather hear them than me. And so the introductions will be very succinct. The second thing is because of the tight schedule, there will be no Q&A after each talk, and there'll be no Q&A at the end of the session. I'm sure if you see one of the speakers in the hall, they're fair game, and they'll be glad to talk to you at that time. So if you'll abide by those. And also, we see a lot of people starting to come in the back. If you can make some room, and as you scoot in a little bit, if you get a chance to make some room, and those coming in the back can certainly come up front. So let's get started. Our first speaker today is Robert N. Ryan Jr., known as Bobby Ryan. He is Vice President of Global Exploration for Chevron Global Upstream and Gas. In this capacity, he is responsible for the worldwide exploration portfolio, as well as corporate reserve governance and reporting. Now, I've known Bobby as chair of AAPG's Corporate Advisory Board, which has just been very dynamic for AAPG and really helped to implement their growth. And especially through his leadership. It was through this board that all of the concept of the student sponsorship, it came out of this board. And Bobby's leadership was certainly instrumental in that regard. So we really thank Bobby for that. Bobby's a native of New Orleans. Mr. Ryan earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Geology in 1979 and a Master of Science degree in Geology in 1988, both from Tulane University. Please join me in welcoming Bobby Ryan.